Hello and welcome back to Cabincast Reacts. I'm Oliver and I'm joined by Tom.
Hello.
And Chris.
Are we doing Doctor Who, Ollie?
Yeah.
Do you mind sharing your screen then so we can see it?
Yeah. I thought I had done that bit, but I hadn't. I just full screened and then was
Chris,
like, "Yep,
you weren't supposed to tell him that."
We're just going to go through the whole thing. We go, oh no.
Oh,
definitely not
no.
with these two.
I would have managed it.
I mean, you should have managed it, but you want to watch it, don't you?
You do want to watch it, yes.
Yeah. We're back with Doctor Who. It's been a little bit because people were very busy, and then we blasted through season 2 of Rebels. So we are back now with episode it's like 9. Yeah,
10,
9. This is 9.
11, 12.
No, this is episode 9. Episode 9, The Empty Child.
Oh.
So
Oh boy.
yeah.
I see.
This is the first episode I think that probably gave me nightmares. But very, very fun, cool episode. So let's jump into it. Starting in 3, 2, 1, now. Can you hear it?
Yep.
Awesome. I've not got subtitles. Mauve. Can you guys see it all right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Should bring back Mauve.
Bring back Mauve. What did they do to Mauve?
Well, we've not heard Mauve since this episode, and I think it's quite funny.
I see. Okay. I thought you
That
meant that
Mauve's
after
the
this
universal
episode
colour
they
for dangerous.
deleted the episode.
Yeah, it could have been
Colour
more
Mauve.
specific, to be fair.
Wee 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 wee. Wah wah. Wee. Squeak. Squeak. Squeak.
Creepy already.
Indeed. Oh,
I was thinking Tom was a bit quiet.
yeah,
I'm sure he'll be back.
maybe. He wasn't joking when he said he didn't want to watch this one. Oh, he's back. There we go.
Nice.
That's quick. There it is.
Hello, I am back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Accidentally turned off the Wi-Fi because he was messing around with the phones.
Nice.
On the bright side, dog. Buddy is now here.
They did quite a good job of hiding when they were, actually,
Yeah,
at the start of this.
there's still streets like that today. Once they're inside, a bit less so, but...
Buddy, he's a good boy. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. Sorry, I'm just... the dog.
Dog, 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 dog.
That's acceptable. Bang.
Oh.
That's made everything a bit more
It's like,
complicated.
oh no. Balloon! Yeah, that wasn't just a rope, Rose.
Balloon?
Good, smart.
Well,
Smart.
she never was the smartest of companions, was she now?
That's a fair point.
Who was the smartest, Tom?
I mean, in New Who, Martha probably.
Yeah, Martha.
She's an actual doctor.
Oh, Trini.
I mean, in a way, Donna kind of, but that's spoilers.
It's big spoilers. Meow. What a good cat. Jeez. Yeah, it's a cat, buddy.
Cat, the buddy's sworn enemy.
It actually is. The last time he met a cat up close, it scratched him.
No, I tend to do that.
She's gone.
Okay, then. Nope. Well, that's a bit spooky, isn't it?
I'm sure that's the spookiest thing that's going to happen this episode.
Yeah, that's the maximum spooks of this episode.
Maximum spook level.
Maximum spooks. Ooh!
Arthur.
The Germans are not going to be able to hear you from the plane.
Or maybe they can. You ever consider that, Tom?
No. No consideration of potential German listening in. Although I would suspect if they had that power, then they might have gotten away with a little bit more. A little bit more funny business, a little bit more German gamer moments. Speaking of gamer moments,
Oh dear.
look at St.
That's
Paul's
quite.
Cathedral. Never hit
Yes.
during the entire Blitz.
Never hit.
Literally the protection of God.
Hmm. Aha.
I forgot that this guy was a twat
Hmm.
when we first met him. What are you going to say about that, buddy? Oh, bless you.
Oh, he had a little smile there.
He did.
The dog has had enough. There we go. Whew. You can criticize her potential intelligence, but you can also can't fault her strength.
Yeah, no, she held on for quite a while. Hmm.
antagonist.
Indeed.
A slow zoom.
Indeed. Oh. It's an empty child.
Me.
Time to go.
Empty. An empty child.
Something like that.
This is a lot weirder than I remember.
It's very weird. Hmm, he's gone. Not quite.
Technically, the fabric will be around that time because it should just only be cotton. Just the styling, it gives it away.
Polyester?
Yeah, I was gonna say. It would be,
Yeah, I suppose maybe. Yeah, that's true. There is that.
Yeah.
That's me.
Bless you.
Sorry, I tried to get that on the thing, but failed.
Invisible spaceship.
Yeah.
Yes, because this will not cause issues if anyone sees it.
Everyone's inside. Hopefully.
True. Someone's just going to find that cork and be very, very confused.
No, not really. I wouldn't have thought so.
Hawks just fall from the sky all the time.
Yeah, they can go quite high, I imagine.
Yep.
Train pod.
Mm-hmm.
Big.
It's connected. A non-bomb. An unbomb.
Bombment.
That's the one.
Bad decision.
I wonder. Half 9.
I don't think he particularly cares.
Perfect time. Ah. I bet you do. Yeah.
Ah, fun. Mm.
I mean, it did help that the Luftwaffe was a completely incompetent organisation that completely failed at everything after 1940.
A little bit.
Goering ate the budget.
You had a very fancy gun, though, you know. Surely it was
It's
worth
a very fancy gun and a completely non-functional air force.
it.
Indeed.
Completely
Ominous, ominous.
ominous. Not that any part of the German military was particularly.
Efficient.
No.
Ooh.
You get when you put a bunch of Nazis in charge of things, that, things don't end up going how you expect them to.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly because they're all subscribing to survival of the fittest and not actually, doing what's best in that situation because they're all too busy backstabbing one another.
Little bit. There he is.
Gaius!
Oh, he's great. Richard Wilson's great. Yes, he is Gaius, isn't he?
These guys.
I always remember him from One Foot in the Grave.
Yeah. They're not dead.
Mm. Hmm. Hmm.
No.
Oh,
There
this
it
is the
comes.
part where, as a child,
Really
it's like,
haunting
no.
CG.
Oh, I love early CGI from the
Oh, it's
British.
like
I mean, honestly, I think it adds to the
it.
terror.
It absolutely
Yeah.
does.
Oh no.
It's so unsettling. A lot of things suddenly going on.
Hmm.
What?
Mommy, are you my mommy?
Hmm. Mm.
Hmm. Mm. He did a point. You did a point. What's your point?
Good question. No, no, thank you.
Ollie's childhood trauma is coming back out to
Yeah,
play.
this is. Me and Ned ran away when uh they were going to get moisturized by acid, and I think we were scared of the Jagrafess. But this was the first time that I actually had, I think, nightmares.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that when I watched this for the first time, I I left at this point. Well, actually, I think I probably
Yeah,
left a bit earlier
yeah,
because there's.
that's fair.
I remember some bits quite clearly, but others just not at all.
My
Hmm.
mum watched it and was like, "No!"
Mummy, mummy.
Literally turned around and was like, "No, you're not watching this. You can watch the next one."
Yeah, at the time I did not watch the next one because I was too scared, which is a real shame because the next one is excellent.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, I didn't watch the next one either because it's a two-parter.
Yeah,
But no, wasn't allowed to watch this one or the next one.
indeed. So
We
there we go, an empty
knew.
child.
Yeah.
It's only much later that I watched it.
Yeah.
Crunch.
Crunch, indeed, that was the sound. Yeah,
That was the crunch sound.
there we go. So one thing that I went back to and suddenly realized, oh, we haven't done that. Is listing all the deaths. We won't end this episode. Which means that
Lol.
we're right, but I'm having to go back now retroactively add those. Uh, but yeah,
The dead counter.
yeah,
Counter of the dead.
creepy episode.
Indeed.
Also, technically, there were a bunch of people who died here, Ollie. They're all
They're
dead.
not dead.
No, not
They refuse to be dead, but they are biologically dead.
Yes. But yeah, creepy. The gas mask thing is all. Yeah, it's just a very creepy look, very creepy aesthetic.
Mm.
And yeah, the mix of the stories with Captain Jack. Obviously not the Captain Jack we know later just yet. There's a con man here. Um,
He's always a bit of a man.
he's less of a con man down the line than he is here. He's still a bit of a con man. But yeah. And obviously only slightly here, but we get a little reference to his interests, should we say, which makes him the first openly LGBT character in the Hooniverse, which is
Yeah.
cool.
Happy Pride Month.
Indeed, and it is in fact just into Pride Month, so that works
Yeah.
out quite well. This was the plan all along.
Definitely.
Yeah, no. But yeah, so interesting mix of storylines with him and then with the kids going into the houses and Nancy and all that stuff, and then the doctor. It's a fun mystery, um, as well as being spooky, and then it kind of slowly it starts to tie itself together. Kind of like what Stranger Things does, but obviously within one episode instead of most of a
Yeah.
season, where you have all of these little strings that start to wrap together and suddenly it all starts to click into place.
And suddenly there's a giant monster in a mall.
Yeah,
Spooky.
indeed. Okay. Couple of bits of trivia. When Captain Jack mocks the Doctor and wears his out of place outfits, like the U-boat captain, the Doctor's leather jacket is actually a vintage 1938 German U-boat commander's jacket.
That was a poor decision to be wearing.
Yeah, you probably think about it. The Albion Hospital is the same one where they met the space pig in Aliens of London.
Many, many years later.
We obviously get a reference to the fact that the Doctor probably lost children and grandchildren in the Time War, which is very sad. They did change nanites to nanogenes because nanites were used in Star Trek. which they do also reference in this episode, obviously, talking about Spock, but yeah. Jack is a former time agent who were first mentioned in the Talons of Weng Xiang, apparently, which I'm assuming is a classic episode that I don't know of.
I would assume so.
Indeed.
Because they've not been in anything we've watched so far.
Yeah, exactly. TARDIS telephone rang at least one time. In the original series, in season 3, the scene that bridges the Hall of Dolls and the dancing floor, the Celestial Toy Maker calls Stephen and Dodo on the TARDIS phone. There's a rumor that we might be seeing the Celestial Toy Maker again, and that's who Neil Patrick Harris's character is in the 60th. So that'd be kind of interesting. Yeah, Chula is actually the name of the restaurant where Stephen Moffat first met Mark Gatiss, Rob Sherman, and Paul Cornell to celebrate getting the job on Doctor Who. So that's quite fun. This was the first episode to be written by Stephen Moffat. So, yeah, good start. And Stephen Moffat's original outline envisaged Jax, masquerading under the alias Jack Harkness, as an interstellar alien soldier who befriends the Doctor but intimidates Rose. He did quite the 180 on that one then. He was to be tracking an escaped child creature, the story's antagonist. So yeah, they changed it a little bit. And yeah, I don't know if it's Marxism in action or Western musical as a reference to the musical Oliver, in which Nancy is the name of the character who is the big sister. Which I should have. That was a sound. I should have really thought about that, considering that I had to deal with that song from that musical for like the first 12 years of my life. But I forgot. And yeah, the empty child only says balloon and bombs, or fear of the bombs, apart from Mummy, and stuff to do with wanting Mummy. Yeah, 7.11 million viewers on its original transmission, 36.59% audience share. Those were the days.
They can still come again.
A frequent episode, Rose makes references to Star Trek 1996 character Mr. Spock. This is the first televised story to make a direct reference to Star Trek, although there have been previous references in the Doctor Who magazine comic strip and novels. I think Doctor Who even shows up in Star Trek at some point in the comics.
He does. There's a crossover.
Yeah. Stephen Moffat says in the DVD commentary for this episode to the Doctor's reply to Rose, asking him what she should call him. Doctor Who was originally going to be, I'd rather have Doctor Who than Star Trek. A metafictional dig at the latter program. That's fun. And Rose becomes the first character in the new series to ask the titular question, Doctor Who. And many more aside, but we don't have all day.
Yes, that was it. It was Assimilation Squared.
Of course.
Name of it. And it was that was 11th Doctor story, actually.
Yeah, I thought it might have been. One other thing that's kind of interesting because Chris referenced it. Richard Wilson, who plays Dr. Constantine of Albion Hospital, would go on to start as the physician Gaius in Merlin, where Britain is often called Albion. Such as a weird connection there. And we'll leave that one there. So thank you for listening, and we will see you for part 2 in the next one. Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Cabincast. For more episodes, go to www.cabincast.podbean.com or use the Podbean app. You can now also find us on iTunes and Pocket Casts under Cabincast and on YouTube. Their uploads here are quite behind. Finally, you can find us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/Cabincast. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.